So let's see how to use the conditional formatting, which is very much useful feature whenever in day-to-day life in the IT industry. If you are specifically in the software industry, you definitely need to use this, and it is very much useful, I can say. So let's say I have just created one sample Excel where I have mentioned the names and the test. Let's say some of the test cases are being passed, failed, and some of in progress. So I wanted to give the all the, if I will just type as in pass, it should automatically make that cell green. Okay, so that can be done using the conditional formatting. Okay, so that is very much easy. I will just give you and how can you do that. So let's say I want to perform that action on this cells. So I will just select that, and now I will go to the conditional formatting. So once I will go to the it will give the option. So I will go to the new rule, and then I will just go to the format cell that contains. Okay, so it will give the value or the maybe something specific. It is specific text. So I will go to the specific containing the text like it is pass, I will mention, and then I will go for a color. So I want to fill that with the green color. So I will just make that select as in green and say okay. So you can see the all the pass thing is being mentioned as in green. So now let's say it will automatically select if it is passed also. Okay, so we will not touch upon that part later, but let maybe part we can cover like in the other example. So at the moment we will not touch upon that also we can avoid that, but I have given this specific example where you will not be able to judge that. There is something you need to do that. So now let's say if the same thing I wanted to, or like let's say I have, this is the failed one, I wanted to make that it as pass, it will make automatically as in green. If I will make it as in fail, then it will be again no color. So I can make that all the fail with red color. The similar things we need to do, just give the text as in fail. So all the fail will be marked as in red, and all the pass will be marked as in green. So and if you want to give, you can give the all the in progress as in yellow. So that way you can do that. Now one of the other most useful function I can say, wherever like you have a dates, like let's say you always have a problem when it is a Saturday and Sunday. Okay, and you will be entering some efforts over there, so there is a problem there. So to avoid that, actually you can just do, I will just show you the simple technique. So just to increment the date, I will give the one more. So it will automatically increment the date. Okay, so now I have the list of date, and now I wanted to know where is the Saturday and Sunday. Okay, I want to specifically highlight those Saturday and Sunday. So to do that, what I need to do, I just need to select this range. Again, I will go to the conditional formatting, I will go to the new rule, and I will just go to the use formula. Okay, so because I need to use the formula which says weekday, okay, I will give the H, because H is the column, and I will be having the 2, like let's say 2 is the uh, and I will give the above 5. So if it is above, it will always set Monday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, likewise it will return the value. So because of that, I will give the above Saturday, and I will make to highlight as in green. So once I will give OK, and yes, so it did that functionality. Although like let's say 17th May 2020, so today is the Sunday, that's why it is highlighted. Again on a 23rd and 24th, again it is Saturday, Sunday. So it this works very well, and I can say this is also one of the useful feature in the Excel which we should use it. Now coming back to the most useful two functions, which is countif and sumif. So we always deal with the points where we need to count the total number for the past test cases and total number for the failed test cases. Okay, so or maybe like if I wanted to know how many, where it is mentioned as it pass, how many pass are there and how many fails are there. So in this column I wanted to count, there could be a, this column could be like this, there are many rows. If it will be there, then it will be difficult to count how many pass test cases are there, because then we need to do something, right? So here I will give an example which can be done using the countif functionality. So I need to use the countif function. Then I will just, if you type countif, then it will ask for the range. So I am giving this range, and then what exactly it is expected is I will just mark as an pass. Okay, so now I wanted to count how many pass is there in that. Okay, so you can see it has counted for 1 2 3 and 4. The past is being not counted. So if we want to do that, and if you wanted to make it count, so what I exactly need to do is I can just press star over here, and it will give the file. So now whatever the value after that, whatever the text will be there, it will be ignored, and I'm able to see that as it is also being counted. Same thing, if I wanted to make for the failed one and open, I can do that. So here what I need to do, here I just need to type fail. So there is a trick over here because it is changing the row number. Okay, so I will just do that. So then it will give this. So I will not go for this because ultimately it works well with those things as well. So if I will if I have the same formula j2 to j13, so j2 to j13, okay, here I need to give 12 only because 13 is not required. So still it will be a count 1 2 3 and 4. So 1 2 3 and 4. So here it is failed star is there. That's why if I wanted to count only that not failed one, then I can just remove the star. So this is very much useful function which you need to use it whenever you're dealing with this kind of functionality. Now again, one of the more useful, like let's say if you have wanted to go for a category wise, like let's say in this category total how many points, how many test cases are there, and in this category how many test cases are there. Here I consider give an example instead of categories and team and the points. Okay, so you can consider this as a test case, you can consider this as a test cases, and here you can consider the category. Okay, so if you wanted to count in this category, in this team, how many points we have collected, how many test cases we have, that can be done using the sumif example, sumif function. So what I exactly need to do is to I will just type the same thing sumif. So I wanted to count, so then it will ask for the range. So I will give this range where I have a different category or different teams available. Okay, and for that category range I need to select a criteria. So I wanted to see how many, like I wanted to go for a category A or team A. So I will just type A in that, and then I wanted to give a range, what exactly which range I wanted to get a sum. Okay, so sum range, that's why it is telling is sum range. So then I will just put a close bracket. Then if you see, it has already counted the, let's say in team A what is the total point. If you have test cases, then it will give the total number of test cases. So same thing we can do for B also. Okay, so instead of A, I need to just type for B over here. Okay, and still, so once you do copy, you need to just correct these things as well, like b the range b2 to b12 again. Okay, so I will just correct then that range, and here also I will correct this range c2 to c12. So both the ranges I have corrected. Now you can see the correct results. Okay, so I think this is the one of the, or I can say there are, these are the four useful feature which I found while working in the IT industry, and I wanted to share with you guys so that you can also use this. So in that case also you can do the pivot chart as well if you wanted to do that. That probably I will show you in the next example. Okay, I think that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.